top half of the fifth inning. As the East pushes across the run in the bottom of the fourth, 1-0 the score heading into the fifth. Imperio still on the mound for the East as first pitch swinging and lifting it into center and going back over his head and on his way to second, not stopping there. Trips as he comes around second. He'll try to go to third. Here's the throw, but he's going to dive in and safe. Wasn't pretty.
It's not pretty, but
Joe Gianni of the Grizzlies, I believe.
No, that's not Joe Batting. I would recognize Joe. I don't know who that was.
Robbie Brooks.
Okay, Robbie Brooks.
I apologize. Robbie Brooks from the Long Island Express stumbles his way into a leadoff triple.
There we go. We got a replay. This will be one where
Ball just kept carrying.
several people will not be happy with seeing this replay. One is the center fielder, Jerry Diliberti, who after not making the play picked it up and then flipped it up in the air with his glove unintentionally. Brooks, as Eddie Johnson, who pops out to the second
baseman. Runner can't advance, so one down. Runner still at third.
So you got rookies who come up there. First pitch swinging, Brooks being one. Eddie Johnson, who was in the league many years ago and then has been playing ball up in Westchester, MSBL, and lives up in Westchester. Came back to Long Island this year and played with the Long Island Yankees. Had an excellent season.
Anthony DeWallo steps in, left-handed batter. Still has the runner at third with one down. Can they get him in? First pitch swinging. Swung and missed.
So here in the top of the fifth, the West looking to answer that run that East pushed across on a fielder's choice in the bottom of the fourth.
From the wind, Imperio delivers off speed. That ball ripped hard down the line. Will it stay fair? It is a fair ball. Ryan Run comes in. On his way to second is DeWallo. Rounding second on his way to third. The relay comes in. The throw is late. It's a stand-up RBI triple for Anthony DeWallo. Tied at one.
So two triples in the inning, sandwiched around a pop-out. And we've got a tie game. Who
pitched 2 innings, Armand Moliere, right-handed batter, tall, lanky, comes up with a chance to push the go-ahead run in as you see that ball go right down the line into the corner where it was chased down. And good base running, stand-up triple, tie game. Moliere takes strike one. Again, the infield playing at regular depth. They're willing to give up the run. Breaking ball hit hard down the line. That's a fair ball by Moliere. That'll drive in the go-ahead run. Moliere round first. There's the run at the plate as DeWallo makes it 2-1 West. RBI single for Moliere. Good job hitting here. It's an inside pitch. He was able to turn on it.
Just inside the line, like the triple that DeWallo hit a minute ago. Just hit within 5 inches of the foul line.
Now Peter Grillo from the Wantagh Inn Yankees.
So West team comes charging back in the top of the fifth, answering the scoring of 1 run in the bottom of the fourth by the East, and answers now with 2 runs taking the lead. Still batting with only 1 out and a chance for more with a runner on first.
So 0-1 the count to Peter Grillo. Hit hard. Another base hit. Nope, they're going to call it foul. Sorry. My bad. Foul ball, not by much. The count now 0-2 on Peter Grillo.
Through that line.
So Imperio struggling here in the fifth.
And again, this may be because Paul hasn't pitched in more than a week. The playoffs in his division wrapped up, and his team was not in them. So he may not have pitched for a couple of weeks. And of course, with pitchers, it's always good to be throwing regularly. So he's been having a little trouble finding the strike zone and put pitches right down the middle. And a couple of the guys here are really, especially on the two triples there, got a lot of wood on Imperial's pitches.
So Grillo goes down. 2 away here in the 5th. Mioli with the chance now. They're running 90 feet away to increase the lead for the West. They lead 2-1.
Nick Mioli from the Firebirds in the 18 and over division. He is a coach. Lives in East Meadow. Grew up in East Meadow. Went to Kellenberg and Fairleigh Dickinson. Played his college ball there. New Jersey. Your hometown.
Yep.
He's not far from there.
Yep.
And not far from where I just moved my office to Ridgefield Park.
Yeah, drove by there yesterday. Actually, I was over heading up to the George Washington. I
Yep.
saw Rick. Actually, thought of you when I was driving by.
Yeah, on the right side there when you see the.
Not far from what, Samsung?
Yeah, right. Yep, that same complex. That's the Overpeck office.
Overpeck, yep.
Overpeck office Park.
Yep.
And right next to it is that new park, Overpeck Park. It's beautiful. Baseball field, softball field, soccer field. That's a mag. They have a lake. And yeah, you have to drive through that park. They have a lake, and you can rent
paddle boats.
Not paddle boats, but rowboat. What are the not rowboats? Oh, I'm losing my mind.
It's like I feel like I'm on Pyramid here.
Yeah, I
What are we
know.
doing?
Give me another kind of little boat that people have with oars. I can't. Kayaks.
Ah, okay.
Kayaks. They rent kayaks there and crew. And all kinds of stuff. You wouldn't. It's kind of like they have a horse riding academy.
Who knew?
In the back. Yeah, I know. It's right there in Bergen County.
Runner goes, throw down to second. Not in time.
Did he drop? No, okay.
Stolen base for Mollier. So Mollier's been busy. He's thrown 2 innings.
Yep.
An RBI single and a stolen base. Of course, the end of the game, we will have an MVP, I believe.
We will.
So right now, Mollier's putting himself in
Yeah,
position.
he certainly has.
Now down at second base, 2-1
RBI
score.
single, stolen base, pitched a couple scoreless innings. Imperio wants to get out of here, and that should be third out there.
Short hop gets by first base. And here comes Mollier. And he will score 3rd run of the inning on the error. And the thing there, you don't see it a lot, but a left-handed third baseman.
Yeah.
And that's just due to the shortage of players.
Yeah, that's one of the problems.
He came up with it cleanly.
He
but
did, yeah.
Didn't square the body maybe appropriately to
Well,
make the throw.
Yeah, it's a tough angle. That's why you don't have left-handed third baseman. Because on any ball hit to him, they're automatically, not squared up to throw.
So now Pat Mancini
from the Sons of the Beach
has a chance to extend the lead with a runner now at second base. That runner being Mioli. He reaches on the error by the third baseman. And again, not trying to be critical here. Not used to having a third baseman left-handed. With a tough play, hit on the ground. That gets past the hole between short and third. And they will hold Mioli up at third as they quickly get the ball in. Mancini with a base hit. 4th hit of the inning. 2 singles, 2 triples. Bill Baratti from the Long Island Express now has a chance with runners at first and second. It's funny, Tim, the last time I remember a third baseman left-handed, I was playing softball for my team I was on in the city, and I was pitching, and it was a pop at the third base, and Eric Sonnenklar was the third baseman. I just remember he was 6'5", about 230, and it was a pop-up, and I remember playing in New York City on 11th Avenue, and I remember calling, I got it, and the last thing I remember was his forehead. I got knocked out. My wife was at the game in front of at the third base dugout. They just have a fence, and I was knocked out cold right in front of her. So that's why you don't have left-handed third baseman in my own thought process. Never have a third baseman. But I will never forget his forehead.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But I did awake and actually finish the game.
Oh, really?
I absolutely did.
Those were in the days when nobody cared about concussions.
No, concussions. This was, 1996 or 7.
Yeah, concussions hadn't been invented yet.
Crazy. But Hey, listen, these guys are giving their all out there. We've seen some pretty good baseball, some good pitching. Now we're seeing some good hitting here in the 5th inning.
But again, you know, that an error opens the door.
Parati lifts it. Is there room behind? And running out of space.
Nice effort, though. Nice effort by the catcher there, sprinting to
Eddie Murier.
the wall there. Eddie Murier really giving it his all. Eddie from, that's Eddie Murier. He's from the Panthers. I can't tell what uniform he's wearing today. A lot of these guys obviously play on more than one team. They can play on different teams in different age divisions in the same league. There's nothing wrong with that, and many of them do. Many of these guys also play in the weekend league. Some of them will play in leagues like we talked about. Eddie Johnson plays in a league up in Westchester.
That ball lifted up. Tough play for the catcher. He's able
Nice.
to get under it and put it away.
Oh, nice play.
To retire Parati. But a lot of damage done in that inning as they push across. 3 runs. Head to the bottom of the 5th. The West with 3 runs in the top of the frame to take a 3-1 lead. The East with a run in the bottom half of the 4th. As Terracciano still on the mound. Side-on delivery, missing. 1-1 the count.
Joey, you ready? You loose? Right next inning, right? Got the rubber arm here, huh?
Try to see who this batter is here.
Looks in for the sign.
Swung on and missed. Let's see, an Indian without a number.
It could
Corey
be-
Franklin.
That could be Corey Franklin, I
It is.
believe. Yep, Corey, who manages and plays first base for the Long Island Indians in 25 and over. Corey is also helping to manage this division.
Hit
Oh, that's
hard inside the
yeah,
line.
Inside the line, that's going to go for 2 bases. I think. Let's see. Yep, the stand-up double. Franklin.
The hitting certainly picked up in the last inning.
Long Island Dodgers, number 44, Tom Garatina.
Okay, so Tommy Garatina. Here with the runner in scoring position. So now the East is looking to come back.
Now this is what can happen in this kind of game. You know, it just takes a little momentum, a little swing here.
Yeah, one and an error. Also opens the door. We talked about before. You can't give good teams more than 3 outs in an inning.
You know, Terracciano had struggled a bit last inning. Finally able to get out of the inning, just allowing the 1 run.
He settled down.
That's sometimes what it takes, just 1 inning.
And like I said, he hasn't pitched in a couple of weeks, so there's a little bit of rust here. And also, these guys have not faced some of these batters before. You know, when you play in the same division against the same teams as
Slow roll
Garatina.
to third.
Yeah.
Can't make the scoop at first. On his way to third is Franklin. So following the throw, Franklin advances to third. And now runners at the corners with nobody out. It was a tough play. We're going to give him an infield hit.
Number 29, Rick Antonori.
As Rick Antonori from
So-
the Bethpage Dodgers comes up.
So we got runners on first and third. And nobody out.
Antonori, the catcher, started behind the plate with Sandowski. Breaking pitch, fouled away. 0-1 the count.
Ricky Antonori, who plays for the Long Island Dodgers. We have one of the things, as I know you've noted before, Al, is you've got more than one team wearing the same uniform. So you've got the Midville Dodgers and the Long Island Dodgers and the Bethpage Dodgers. And to try to avoid some of the confusion, we put some of them on one side and some on the other. But I think that only adds to the confusion anyway. So we're trying to make the best of it and sort out the information here and trying to get it to you.
Ball slap foul down the third base line.
So there was Tommy Garatina.
0-2 count.
Who reached
That ball lifted in the infield. Infield fly should be called. catch is made. They'll run that in quickly. No advancement by the runners.
Antonori is out on the infield fly. First out of the inning.
Hello.
Still runners at first and
Long
third.
Island Athletics, number 23, Justin Boulez.
So this is Justin Buelis. This is the guy I made sure when he was one of the very first guys to arrive, and I went over and said hello to him. And when I got his information, I said, Justin, do me a favor, because you have one of those names where
Runner goes, throw down to second. Not in time. Runner takes off from third. He comes across the plate to score. So they throw through to second, attempting to catch Garatina, and then Corey Franklin comes home to score. So a stolen base on both ends as Franklin comes home.
With a steal of home. Garatina with a steal of second. Still only one out. And the East has chipped a run off of the West lead, so it's 4-2 now. West in the bottom of the fifth. Wheeler's still at bat. So I started to say, so I looked at his name and I said, Justin, I'm sure I could have 12 guesses here, and none of them would be right, so would you please give me the spelling? And it's Buelis, but it's spelled B-U-I-L-E-S. And I understand he said to me that's a problem he's lived with all his life. That's understandable. He said when Puig,
Yashiel Puig.
Yashiel Puig came in, it made it easier for people to pronounce his name because of the P-U-I being pronounced Puig. So B-U-I at the start of his name was similar, and hence Justin Buelis.
So Buelis
From the Long Island
goes
Rays,
down hitless.
29.
For the second out of the inning,
Runners at second is Garatina. One run across here. 3-2 the score. 3-2.
is that right, Hal? Or
3-2.
oh, you're right. Okay, 3-2. I'm
They
sorry.
pushed across one run
Yep.
here.
You're right.
Have the East.
3-2. I'm sorry. I had an extra rundown in my book for the West team, but that was not correct. So the score is 3-2 in the bottom of the fifth, with the East still batting.
Try to see who stepped up to the plate here with two down. In the bottom of the fifth for the East, 29. Is that
It should be
Antonori?
No, I think it's maybe Vardano.
Hits it on the end of the bat to second. Easy play over to first to retire the side.
There's Vardano.
Vardano, score it 4-3 to end the inning. But they get a run. There were two hits. There was one left and two stolen bases. And at the end of 5, we got a good game. The West All-Stars leading it 3-2.